What's up, guys? Faruqi Brothers here, back with another video. And today for you guys, we're going to be talking about a report from Heroic Hollywood that Henry Cavill might still be in play for Superman. So to give you guys like a synopsis of the report, and the whole report's going to be in the description below, but a quick synopsis is that production on the Supergirl film, which was announced back in 2018, has been halted. So they kind of shelved that film for a minute because the studio decided that Superman should indeed be the priority for DC, and to make sure there's a Superman on film that works. So basically that's the main bulk of the news, but the interesting part of it is that they have not abandoned Henry Cavill, and they have not decided they're going to be just rebooting right away. They're leaving the option open for Henry Cavill to return to Superman. Obviously, we all know Henry Cavill really loves the role. He's been campaigning to come back for a while. Every interview, all he says is that he wants to be Superman again, and that the cape is in his corner or what have you. So basically, that's where we are right now. You know, WB wants to make a Superman movie. He's back on the priority, which wasn't the case. After Justice League, they said that Superman's on the back burner and that they have no interest in making a Superman movie for the foreseeable future. So this is actually a good news, if true, that WB is indeed interested in doing Superman again. And then even cooler for fans of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, that Henry Cavill is still in play. It's not a guarantee he's coming back, but he's in play. So, you know, we're going to start with Umar on this one. What do you make of all this news?
So I think it's good news for Superman fans. I mean, we've had a few times on Twitter where Henry Cavill actually trended and Superman as a character trended, and there's a lot of debate about the character and how he's been portrayed so far. So I think for people that want to see another Man of Steel movie or a Superman movie, I think that it's good news. Obviously, I know from the four of us and a lot of fans want Henry Cavill back as Superman. Obviously, that would be cool to see because we haven't really gotten a chance since Man of Steel to see him star in his own film. So let's see what they do. I hope we get a chance to get Henry Cavill back, but if we don't, that's fine too. At the end of the day, I think Henry Cavill had a good run as Superman. He had a couple of films that were sadly didn't go his way, but I think we should be happy.
You know, I kind of agree with you, but it's more so that there's like so much always like varying news. Like you gotta take this with a grain of salt. You know, one day it's like, oh, Henry Cavill's coming back. The other day is he's not Superman. He's done as Superman. And then you even look at it in a logistical sense, where if he comes back, is it like a soft reboot? Is this Superman the same one that went through what he did in Man of Steel and BVS? And like, how are they handling it? What are they going to do with this character? And I feel like it'll be easier for them to transition into this new DC era with a different actor. So obviously, I want Henry Cavill back as well. I'm just wondering how they're going to handle that whole situation if they bring him back, and story-wise, what they're going to do with him.
I feel like Henry Cavill is a subpar actor, but he has the look, and I hope they give a soft reboot for the story.
Here's what I'm hearing, just basic stuff like from the rumor mill, from people around me, is that The Rock is a big part of why Henry Cavill is still in play. Like if there's no
same agent,
they do same agent, and basically if there was no Black Adam film coming out, Henry Cavill would have been gone as Superman for sure. But The Rock, who's now a powerhouse at Warner Brothers, is pulling all of his weight and really pushing the idea that Henry Cavill should be Superman. Obviously, they share the same agent. They're kind of part of the same fraternity. So in that sense, it makes sense that he wants Superman to be Henry Cavill. It's going to work with his brand as well, especially because we saw the official Jim Lee and Boss Logic. They worked on that art, which had Superman fighting, Henry Cavill Superman fighting The Rock's Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam. So I think he's a big reason why. How this all fits when it comes to the Snyder Cut is a completely different story. How are these two sides like not mixing together? Is the Snyder Cut affecting Henry Cavill's Superman thing or not? It's hard to tell. But I do think that obviously Cavill wants this role, and I think he wants it for the long term.
It's actually easier. It's actually easier to bring him back. I think establishing another actor is going to be hard because people already have this issue in this world of like getting latched onto one actor and being like very, very protective of that actor. And because you have a group of fans already that Snyder Cut and they that Superman means something to that group of fans and to a lot of us too. I think it doesn't make any sense to now reboot and restart something.
Well, they already did it with Batman.
Yeah.
Why can't they do it with Superman?
Because with Superman it's harder. I think with Batman, we've had multiple actors that have played Batman, right? So Christian Bale did well, Ben Affleck did well. When was the last time we had a bad Batman, like, as an actor? Maybe as a film they didn't do well, but like the actor himself usually gets praised because it's not actually a crazy hard role to fill. You need to be buff, you need to be big, and actually even that's not even really a thing. Christian Bale wasn't that big, so actually even now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually easier than I thought.
So easy to have a good chin.
Actors are actors. They're only as good as the writing.
I mean, that's a good point as well.
That's true, but the actor has to be able to portray the writing, They need some.
A lot of people can act as Superman. If they give a soft reboot for the story, then it'll work. It's pretty easy to reboot Superman.
I mean, Henry Cavill said, go ahead, especially now.
It's about fan direction, though. It's not about rebooting. You can reboot everything. You can
I think the men's
every time they do it.
Yeah, the Men's Health magazine's report last year that an interview with Henry Cavill, that long interview, and Henry Cavill said that I want to continue the story from Man of Steel. He said it very specifically. Like, he could have said, I want to continue Superman's story after Justice League. I want to start the next phase. But he said, I want to continue it after Man of Steel. So I feel like at least in his mind, his agent's mind, whatever the case might be, is definitely to do a Superman movie that takes place after Man of Steel. Whether that means they want to ignore the continuity of BVS and JL, that's a different story. Like, if they want to start, Man of Steel, now we're going to start with
here's the confusion.
universe.
Here's a confusion. Shazam already proved that stuff happened, so you can't just.
Yeah, that's the only reason I feel like it's going to happen after Justice League. Because Shazam, from my understanding, they talked about Superman dying, right? They're not talking about it, but it was in one of the magazines.
In the newspaper, yeah.
Guys, it makes literally no sense to have a Man of Steel to be in the middle of Man of Steel and Batman Superman. It doesn't make any sense because the continuity, right, is still there. And Shazam is actually the biggest thing. Like, Shazam talks about a lot of the stuff that happened. But you don't have to respect that stuff. You can make a whole Superman movie without talking about any of it. Just do what Marvel does with their solo movies.
Yeah, I think it's not as complicated. I kind of agree with Samir on one side that it's not too complicated. It really depends on the director, and it comes down to who's going to be directing the next Superman film. And if they get a director who doesn't want to use Henry Cavill, they're not going to use Henry Cavill. I think they're going to stick with the director's approach. But I feel like it's not hard to find directors who want him. Christopher McQuarrie wanted to use him. Obviously, that pitch ended up dying out, and Warner Brothers said no after Mission Impossible came out. But depending who they want next, I don't know. J.J. Abrams was a name that I was hearing was big on Warner Brothers' list, but he seems to have tied up his next few years with multiple TV projects on HBO Max, including Justice League Dark. So he's doing a lot of stuff that I feel like, is there room for him to do Superman? I don't know. If they can get a prestige director to come in and try Superman, that would be insane. I would doubt it, honestly, but that would be cool. But if they get some kind of Matt Reeves type guy to pull up and give his take and bring Henry Cavill with them, I think we're going to get a pretty good Superman movie. All right, so what do you guys think about these rumors that Henry Cavill is still in play for Superman? What do you think about the Supergirl movie being temporarily halted in terms of development? Who do you want to direct the next Superman movie anyways? Let us know in the comments below and join the debate. This is the Faruqi Bros. We'll see you next time. Peace out.